Man, so good to be back, man. I was caught up for 3 good days. I was down with the flu. Man, and it happened in a time where I had a lot to do. Sometimes we do not have controls of these things. But I was just questioning the fact that, man, why did it have to be now? Couldn't move myself, even though I took a lot of pain relievers. But if you have the flu, you have it. You just have to be patient. You have to wait until everything clears up before you become back again to action. Because of that, I wasn't really making videos, so I just said, I think I need to take a break. I took a break. I was pretty much just, relaxing. Even though I still shipped out items, but it wasn't the way I would have loved to do them. And it happened that I actually did ship out 34 inches monitor. I shipped out 2 of them, guys. It was a struggle. It was a serious struggle because I wasn't in the best form. When you are kind of down with the flu, you have body aches. You don't want to really, body aches, a little thing that you do tends to already make you very, very tired. But because these pieces have been paid for and the buyer did pay a lot of money, I didn't want a situation where I was going to disappoint them, and eBay being who they are. If you ship out your items late, then you stand the chance of your seller rating being affected, given that you sent out items late, and eBay doesn't want that. I also preach that a lot on this channel, which is, if you have items to ship out, make sure you ship out as at when due. Otherwise, if you ship them out late, it's going to be counted against you as a defect. And the more of this kind of defects you have, you stand a chance for being below average in your seller rating. And that is a whole different game. You're going to be getting less traffic. You might even be charged extra percentage on your transactions. You don't actually want that to happen. But then I am happy that I am gradually back. I'm not fully back to action. Beautiful thing is that today is Friday. I still have today to recover. I still have tomorrow, which is Saturday, then Sunday. I'm expecting that by Monday, I'm going to be, fully back. You're going to be seeing the videos. We're going to be telling you guys about what I've sold. We're going to be telling you guys about, the things that we are putting in place to ensure that, we take advantage of what is coming, which is Microsoft officially stopping the support for Windows 10 operating systems. And I kind of imagine, because when it happened many years ago, when Microsoft also stopped the support for Windows 7 operating systems, people had to change their hardwares. Of course, not at once. People still kind of use their old PCs. But it got to a point where people said, no, it makes no sense. It makes sense to just get a PC that's Windows 8 or Windows 10 compliant and get all the security updates that Microsoft had to offer at the time. But then the same thing is happening again. Because of that, people gradually begin to buy new hardwares, new laptop, new desktop PCs, new mini PCs. I'm kind of expecting that there's going to be a major demand for used PCs, used laptops and stuff like that. I keep talking about used PCs because I understand that not everybody has the financial muscle to actually buy new. As a matter of fact, the used IT hardware you have there today, taking a look at eBay, the refurbished IT hardwares actually can compete favorably with the new, whatever it is, PCs, laptop, monitors you have out there. I stand to be corrected because I kind of take a look sometimes at the quality of, desktop PCs I sell, or the quality of the monitors, or even the laptops, sometimes tablets, iPads. I am impressed that some of these IT hardwares, they're like 4 or 5 years old, but people still demand them. People still want to have them because most times they are made with the finest quality of materials, the housing, the technology, everything still looks so premium. And because of that, people are actually saying, look, we can actually still use this used IT hardware to kind of cut our expenses. In a case where I can get a used monitor for half the price of new, why not go about buying something like that? Especially when the seller in this case actually offering a very major discount. Not only that, guarantees, offering free deliveries, and in the event that the item is bought and the buyer doesn't like it, you can actually send it back at no cost. It just makes a lot of sense for people to begin to think about this used, IT hardware. Guys, like I said, it's not supposed to be a full-fledged video. I'm just gradually coming back, even though I did make a video about the Windows 10 thing that I already posted before this. This video was supposed to come before that, but I don't know. I kind of mixed up things while editing. I just felt like, okay, that video can go. And this, which is me just talking to you guys now, will just generally come after. So depending on when you are seeing the video or which you are seeing first, you can put things in the right context. So guys, I want to advise you guys to take care of your health. Is this one thing you can actually do for yourself? I understand reselling could be a little bit challenging. There are so many things to do. Sometimes you do not have time to do all these things. There are items to list. There are just, customers to reply. The list goes on and on and on. You keep seeing new deals and you feel like, I want to take advantage of these deals. Transactions are happening on eBay. I don't want to be left out. And because of that, you want to continue to, push yourself. Guys, there's no limit to the amount of money to be made. And one thing I did, I didn't understand many years ago was I used to think that there was going to come a time where the items are going to be finished. You're not going to be able to get, stuff to buy. And because of that, each time I had an opportunity, I want to go all out and make sure that I take advantage of it. I just had this erroneous belief that there's going to come a time where everything's going to end. And because of that, even though I was tired, even though physically I wasn't able to push myself, I still kept, grinding until today. I kind of realized that, look, there's just no end to this circle, this thing that's been created. People are going to continue to buy new stuff. They're going to sell it off, to resellers like you and I. And we are going to take that item, bring them to eBay, sell them for profit, take the profit that we make, go back to buy new stuff. This vicious cycle is not going to end. And because of that, it doesn't matter if you have to take a week or two, 1 month, 2 months break just to take care of yourself. It's very well worth it, because when I was pretty much down like 2 days ago, I couldn't do anything. And I took a look at the hardwares, the monitors, taking a look at them, I was just like, wow, this is what it means when you do not have the good health to actually do this also. And because of that, I also became very grateful. And then he also gave me, this thinking that, look, health is also a very major source of wealth. If you do not take care of your health, you might be doing yourself a lot of disservice. Yes, it's good to put in the work. It's good to, push yourself to the limit, to try to hustle things out, to try to grind things out. There's also a point where you get to and say to yourself, look, I want to take a rest. I do not feel strong. And because of that today, I'm not going to ship out any item. I'm going to switch off my phone. I just want to close my eyes and make sure I can rest and come back to shape, because when you are back to shape, you can actually do a lot of things. Of course, I'm talking to you at them. I am also talking to myself, because sometimes it just gets so tricky that you see stuff that you have to do. You see things that you have to list, and you say to yourself, no, I will just do this last one thing, just this last thing, and you keep promoting and you keep postponing the day that you're actually going to sit down and rest. It doesn't work like that, guys. Try to, dedicate time, especially when your body is telling you, giving you signs, I need rest, I'm getting tired. Listen to what your body is saying and take action. Right now, my shop is on holiday mode, and this is coming, in a time where the demand for PCs are supposed to be at an all-time high. Like I said, Microsoft is officially ending the support for Windows 10. Because of that, naturally, people will begin to check out for the potential PCs they can actually lay their hands on. And one place they tend to go to when they try to look for stuff like this is on eBay. So that alone kind of, gives me the feeling that there might be higher demand for PCs, for monitors, for laptops in this time. But then I do not care. I said to myself, shop, go on holiday mode, and I am on holiday like officially till Monday, when I will pretty much be, in a better, situation physically, health-wise, to actually do the things I had to do. I'm just making this video because sometimes when you have fallen in love with video making, it's just so difficult for you to actually sit back and not do anything. And pretty much I'm just sitting here, since my voice is not affected in any way. I felt like I could just sit down here and kind of, ramble a little bit, get to talk to you guys, and get to also tell you guys that, look, if you've got questions for me and you are kind of, I want to know more about how to flip use pieces for profit, this is an opportunity for you to go to the comment section, leave me a comment, or even send me a private message on Instagram. Definitely, I will be getting back to you. There's a lot of money to be made in this category, and not just this category, reselling. Basically, there is a lot of money to be made. You see, I take a look at a lot of YouTube videos. People are killing it with used clothes. People are killing it with books. People are killing it with Lego. People are killing it with, household items, small electronics, everything that you can pretty much think of. People are actually, reselling those things. People are reselling antiques. People are reselling coins, cards. You will be amazed at what people are actually buying to resell for profit. Guys, there's money to be made in this field. You might be out there thinking to yourself, I want to make an extra 200 euros in a month or $200 in a month. I want to make an extra $500 in a month. I want to tell you guys that with reselling, it is something that you can actually pull off. Of course, it's not the only way to make money. You can also make money by just, getting a mini job or a part-time job. But if you say, I want to be independent of these employers, I do not want somebody to boss me around or tell me what to do or what not to do. You see, reselling might be just that one avenue that you can actually, pull it off. You stand a chance to be your own boss, to decide what to do, decide when to work or when not to work, decide what prices to sell your items for, decide what kind of profit you intend to make, and the benefit just keep going on and on and on. See, if it is something that interests you, of course, there are so many channels out there that you can actually learn about reselling, but my channel also, you are also going to be able to get a first-hand look at the behind the scene of what happens in a PC reselling business. Of course, if you are also saying to yourself, look, I don't think PCs, laptop, monitors is something I want to deal on. I just want to have, a small shop where I sell handmade stuff. Of course, the lessons I share on these channels, lessons as regards customer behavior, what customers do when you receive your items, how do you send out items, how do you buy, basic business 101 lessons will also be highly, interesting to you, because at the end of the day, there is no knowledge that will not ultimately become power. Guys, go ahead and be subscribed to the channel. Click on the like button. Until I see you again in the next one, do not forget to take care of your health. Peace out.